So as much as you want to put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. So there'd be times that we would be like, no, you can actually
analogy.
Yeah. There be times where
slappy.
Effect. Today's JARdon the Mess is brought to you by Dynamic Fitness Supply, your one-stop shop for fitness needs. We've got dumbbells.
and
We've got treadmills.
And
we've got exercise bikes.
And
And we've got much more. You can find us in Santa Rosa on 4th Street. That's 1414 4th Street, Suite 102 in Santa Rosa, California, 95404.
JARdon the fucking mess on this one, folks.
Reach us on the phone at 707-536-9077. Mention JARdon the Mess for 15-20% off. And it has been a long day.
Dude,
boys.
For real. It's been a long time since I recorded, man.
Yeah.
In a minute.
Like we say that every time we record.
I know.
I was going to say short time from now on.
I hope.
It's been a short time. So we were going on about food rants.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. This was the sorry everyone. We weren't recording and Dalton's like, do you want to record this? Because this is good. It all sparked. So I'm gonna kick it over to Randy because Randy, I want you to walk us through the story, right? Because you were like, you sent a text, I think it was Friday, so yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
Being
so
like,
the day before Thursday.
Yeah.
So we wanted to, Tanya and I wanted to get some food just to celebrate, so we'll get that until later. And we're like, let's just order out. I'm like, all right, cool. And then so normally when she a lot of times when she hands me the phone and I'll just make the order selection, whatever. But within the past months, discussions have been made. I gotta be more frugal with my money and my spending. So eating at home is completely fine. I enjoy making food, blah blah. But we're gonna do it. So I look at we're gonna use DoorDash and go to order China Village. China Village is amazing. It's great. I always anticipated it being a little bit more expensive, but for whatever reason, I decided to look at the price. And normally I don't look at the price just because I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
So we look at the price, and I look at the price after, and Tanya's like, "It's fine, just order it. It's always around this much." So I'm like, "No, fuck this." Just for 5 items with delivery and fees and service fees, it was like over $100. I was like, fuck, dude, I can't. No. And I'm like, you know what? I'll go pick this up. It's fine. Due for pickup. It's like $85 still. I'm like, fuck, and Dalton, to like what you said, you're getting a lot of food. It's kind of food for like 2 days, maybe even 3, depending on how you stretch it. Really, it's just like 2, maybe 1.5 days. At least for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I can't do this. I just can't fathom it. I can't do this.
So were you saying you couldn't do it because of the general price for China Village or just because of the DoorDash price?
The DoorDash price. Like, dude, if I'm eating at China Village, I'll go to fucking China Village. Like, it's just Well, how about this? If I was generating the same amount of income as if I was at Walgreens, it's like, I don't even give a shit. Like, and I hate to say that. I really do. And it's just like you're spending money just so easily. Like, I don't really give a shit. But
make more, you spend more.
That's 100% the truth. I will say, though, I was making a lot more at Walgreens and I didn't spend more. That's why I was able to save money and able to kind of coast right now. But I will say that saving, that's a whole other thing. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm only drinking Michelob seltzers right now. They're like 4%.
Yeah.
They're like really nothing. I drank 6 of them the other night. Didn't feel shit. And it was basically just like water. And I get the ones with 0 sugar, but if I got the ones with a little bit of sugar, you might feel something. So I'm like, you know what, Tanya, like, I'll just drive. And, I'll just take the truck. It's less whatever. I'm not gonna zip around in the Subaru, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sober at this point. So we go to we're like, what do you want? Carl's Jr. And I'm looking at my coupons. Or do you want to get like In-N-Out? She's like, you decide. And she's like, Carl's Jr. And I'm looking at the coupons. These are weak ass coupons. There's like really nothing. Like surprisingly, the coupons sucked. I was blown away. So after that, I'm like, okay, well, we're just gonna keep driving straight to In-N-Out. I don't give a shit how long the line is. This is Thursday Night Football. I'm not thinking it's gonna be that big, dude. The line was like so long. But you know what? I'm like, I'm gonna go inside. There's parking available. You go inside. I'm not one to just like stare at my cell phone anymore like that, unless I'm just on the toilet, I guess. But so I go inside. It seemed like forever because I wasn't staring at my phone. Did whatever, ordered the food. The kid was new and didn't realize just because you order
write that down too because I had it In-N-Out.
Just because you order 4 burgers doesn't mean you need 4 orders of fries.
Yeah.
So he's like, the 2 fries, yeah. I'm like, yeah. It came out to like $35. I looked at my receipt. I'm like, oh man, you know, I don't need these fries. I got 2 extra animal fries. I got 2 animal fries. I don't need the regular ones. So I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, man. I don't need these ones. You just can't, because all within like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was so slammed. I already knew I was going to get the fries for free after they gave me the refund because they're just like, unless you're going over there with a fucking Sharpie, just Sharpie it out. Like, it's just going to get there. So anyway.
Can I say that? Can I interject real quick that I don't think I don't know the process of returning an item at In-N-Out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever done that in my entire time.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen it or witnessed it. I've never done it personally.
Yeah.
And does the manager have to? I think the manager.
No, so like the lead girl just went over. She's like, "Oh, okay," and she walked over to, and I didn't feel weird about it at all, just because it was all within like this minute span. It wasn't like I got the fries. I'm like, "Oh, I don't need these," because I just felt something was off because the kid was green. But what she did was she's like, okay, hold on a second. She walked over to the printout. She's like, all right, make sure this guy doesn't get fries. But I'm like, if you don't have a Sharpie, they're not gonna know, and it's busy, like, because you gotta like whatever. So they just refunded cash. Like, here you go, here's your $5. I waited my 15 minutes, I think, maybe longer. I don't know. And I see the extra bag on top. I'm like, I'm just not even gonna say anything. Like, it's like, what are they gonna do? Take out my fries, give them to somebody else? Someone else is gonna see that and not want it unless you pawn off the drive.
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, honestly, that's what I would have done. I would have pawned to the drive if I was working. Yeah, like same.
Oh, so it's already in the bag. Great,
thank you.
Yep.
And I walk out, and I instantly knew the extra fries were there. But the fact that it was $29 in comparison to the 100 that I would have got for delivery, 85 I would have pickup. And also, I'm not sure if there's got to be some fees if you do a pickup. I think it would have been cheaper if I would have just called in to order it over the phone to China Village, not even online. I think it would have been cheaper. But yeah, I mean, it's just so good. It's just, now I will say the one thing after eating In-N-Out, I didn't get any sodas. I didn't get a milkshake.
Yep.
But man, they do use a lot of salt.
So much. Dude.
There's a lot of salt on there. I will say that, but it's amazing.
Worth it.
It's worth it. Worth it.
This is going to be a food episode, and I vibe it. So, In-N-Out. This isn't the fiery passion story that I was about to say. This is a different story, but it will lead to it, which is, you know, I had some people come out and be like, I get it, I don't get it. In-N-Out. Everyone keeps talking about this. I ate it and I was like, it was good, but it wasn't like great. And I'm like, but that's where you're wrong, because that good that you tasted is consistent every single In-N-Out you go to. So you're actually buying in. What actually makes it great is that good is always good.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
And when I said that, they're like
disappointed with when I go to In-N-Out.
I don't think
never. But except I was driving back from this wedding and I stopped at In-N-Out, and I don't even know where I stepped off. It was I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It was out. The wedding was Sutter Creek's a little bit past Sacramento, so I'm going from Sacramento back to Roanoke Park. Stop somewhere, and I'm like hungry. I'm like, dude, let's go. And I was about to do the move that Randy talks about, which is like, don't do fries, just do 2 burgers, and like you'll feel good. And I was just like so craving fries though.
Yeah.
I was like craving it. And so I ordered my go-to. And my go-to is a double single whole grilled onions mustard fried.
Double single.
That's an employee order. Like you just know.
I know. And when you say you got somebody who is fresh, I got somebody who was fresh. And he's like, okay, cool. And I was like, so it's like I was like, so sorry, let me back it up. I'm already getting like worked up again. Like, so it's a double single. The double single. And the guy's like, yeah. Okay. I should have said so 2 meat, 1 cheese, right? Because I got the look. He gave me a double fucking meat. And like that's worse. I'd rather pay for a double and just be like, all right, well, I got the extra cheese. I was trying to be good, but oh well, fuck it, I'm gonna eat this cheese. The fact that I got no cheese, it was like the most disappointing burger I'd ever eaten at In-N-Out, because like it's a different experience. Like it's just different not having any cheese whatsoever. And it was like the only time in my life where like, because I've seen this happen before when I worked at In-N-Out, where someone will eat like half a burger and be like, "Oh, there's a little piece of this on here. I want a new burger," and I hate those people.
Yeah.
But this was the time where I literally ate half of this thing, and I'm like, I'm so upset right now that I'm not eating what I want, because I don't really try. I try not to eat out at all anymore.
Yeah.
Like at all. So the fact that like I knew I had to, and I was kind of excited because I was traveling. I was like, all right, and I was just like, dude. This is not what I wanted. This guy just like it's crazy how one single ingredient
give me a piece of cheese,
completely fucked my thing. And I was just like, God damn it. No, I eat the rest of the thing and I left. But like there is something about that consistency, and not only that consistency, but like when like I think everybody has like I talked to a buddy of mine, good buddy of mine who also works In-N-Out or used to, and he's got his burger. And it's just like completely different from mine, but it's an employee burger where they go, okay, it's this, that, extra spread, add chili peppers, blah, blah, blah. And like, I hear it and I go, dude, you have perfected your In-N-Out experience for you. And there's something to be said about once you like craft your like equivalent of like the Krabby Patty formula, like don't fuck with it. But like, and the beauty is 99% of the time that formula that you've crafted is never going to be fucked with. Like if they do it right, it's going to be done right. The only time is when like this where like, oh well, you didn't add the cheese, and that's like a critical component to my double single, which is 2 meat, 1 fucking cheese. So like but that's the thing, like that's to me why In-N-Out is. And afterwards, like, you know, I'll say this I was pleasantly surprised with, I did a lot of traveling in that week, fuck man. And I was like really pissed with the amount of fast food I was eating because I felt like I was regressing. But yeah, I secretly was enjoying it. I was pleasantly surprised by Taco Bell because I know. Every other time I've eaten Taco Bell, I've always been like,
it's been a shitty mess, literally.
Yeah, literally a shitty mess, both in and out. But it was like pleasantly surprised. But everything else that I went to, even then, it was like for the food that I was getting and the quality that I was getting, it was just way more than like what I would get just going in and out. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I don't know. It's just, it really opened my eyes to, I was driving around. I don't need to go on it because I want us to move on and to more food.
Yeah.
But I was driving around and there was like a time where like I had the opportunity again to be like, well, I could justify going to get fast food right now because of all these different factors. And like, I drove past the thing. I was like, no. And I drove past the thing. I was like, no. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm only going to be happy if I go to In-N-Out. And I don't want to go to In-N-Out right now because it's going to take me 30 minutes to get my food. Yeah. So you know what? I'm just going to go home and make a fucking homemade pizza. And that's a conversation I'm going to save for later in the episode because Bert has crafted cheat codes for life, folks. I have made the ultimate home pizza, and dear God, it definitely messes with your stomach in a good way, but also a bad way. But if you want to hear that,
but is it worth it? Dude,
it's so like I literally was waiting all day just to get home and make this concoction that I've made. And it's anyways, if you're excited and you want to hear more about that, just stay tuned. It's more in the episode.
Do you want to know more?
Would you like to know more?
You know, my go-to or at least my go-to order is kind of simple. It used to be like some crazy concoction, but I just get whole grilled onions and everything.
Yeah,
And I would get a double, a cheeseburger, protein, and I get a hamburger. This time, just because I'm like, yeah, let me get the trio. The hamburger was super dry. And I was just like, I don't think I can justify the hamburger anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think I can do it. I think
that was
I'm
my
just
problem.
gonna have
Yeah.
to get like I think I'm gonna kind of switch up the meal and go like a 3-by, a dub protein, and probably like a cheeseburger at that point. I mean, fuck, a double doubles are like $5.80. I mean, a Big Mac's like $9.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Not like $9.99.
Crazy, dude. Like, let me get a number one. Okay, like $8.50, please. Oh shit. And Tanya was waiting in the car the whole time. She didn't want to go, so I'm like, whatever. And she was like, if I saw this line, I would just leave. I'm like, no. Everybody that comes in and out knows they're going to weather the storm.
Correct.
That's how awesome it is.
And everyone knows. All right, well, I can be a chump and wait in this line, or I'm going to park and go inside. Yes. Do they prioritize drive? Absolutely. You got to move those cars. At the same point, there is a level of, yeah, well, if I can park, I'm going to go inside.
Yeah. So
get my food to go.
Yeah. Apparently this time, it was way faster to go inside.
To me, I find it normally actually is.
Yeah, so like I found like at this point in time, I told Tanya, I'm like, normally if I come here and get food for us, there's like max like 5 cars in the drive-thru. So you know it's gonna get banged out. But like this time the line was so long, but she was like, yeah, there was a car over here and it's at the window now paying. You're now walking out with your food. I'm like, yeah, see.
What's crazy though is that Santa Rosa Avenue one just opened up too.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Round Park's still busy.
Yeah,
it is big. It does look big, huh?
It's massive. I know
the Santa Rosa one.
The Santa Rosa Avenue one, right next to.
They opened a second one in Santa Rosa.
They said that Edwin, he was like, yeah, dude, like he'll drive by at night sometimes. He's like, yeah, nobody goes to McDonald's. And I'm like, why the fuck would you?
Yeah.
You're gonna get taken care of. You're not gonna get like syphilis. There's not homeless people hanging out in the front or in the lobby. And like, dude, and the drive-thru is massively long.
3 something for a cheeseburger that you get 3 pickles, a slab of ketchup and mustard, and some tiny little onions.
Yeah.
Dude. Or you can pay 3 something and get a cheeseburger at In-N-Out with actual lettuce and tomatoes.
Yeah. Every time I go to McDonald's, and because you have to game McDonald's a little bit. Anytime, sorry, we're gonna just fuck it. This is a food episode. I'm here for it. Anytime you go to McDonald's, you have to be like, all right, give me extra onions or give me extra pickle. You have to pick one ingredient, like extra condiment that they give, and you have to ask for extra of it, because otherwise, like, there is something to say about McDonald's, like consistency of their food, which is McDonald's consistency of their food, right? But
you can ask for the extra stuff. It's still a 50-50 chance if they're actually going to put it on.
Yes, correct. But that's my point. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Dalton. It's so ridiculous that I have to sit there and be like, oh, can I get extra onions? And like, I know that it's just like, just take a little other tablespoon of the onions. You're going to whatever. But like In-N-Out, I'm like, can I get I would like whole grilled onions and regular grilled onions and regular onions. And they'll be like, well, I guess this guy loves onions. Let's fucking give him onions. And they'll do it. It's great. Anyways, I miss talking to you guys. Give me 1 second. I need another drink.
Yeah. You know, I will say after they redid the McDonald's next to down the street from the house and across Massachusetts, it's not terrible. Like the food is obvious, it tastes different from whatever they're doing. Personally, I think it's just like real meat and some extra salt, but it makes a difference. It does. It's fucking super overpriced. I mean, you get like 4 McDoubles and it's like $12, bro. Like,
dude, well, that's the thing. Like, it used to be cheap to go to places like McDonald's.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, like the one thing I will say that if I do go on a bender on with McDonald's, it's just their breakfast burritos. So I'll go get 4 of those at a time because it's like
those are pretty good.
They're not that bad. I mean, I think it's like what $7 or $7, you know, because buy one get one free. So it's not terrible. Like that's one thing I will go better on, especially if I need a breakfast, just something to munch down really quick.
Yeah,
I know Burger King still has their dollar menu, but I'm still so hurt with Burger King.
Do they?
Yeah, they still got like a dollar menu, or at least they got stuff less than $2 on their menu.
We went there today just for a quick little snack because we woke up and we're hungry. I got that new like chicken wrap thing.
Yeah,
it was like $2.49. It was okay for what it was, but it was probably like this big.
Yeah, I could tell.
Sarah pulls it out of the bag and she's like, "What did you get?" All chicken wrap, and she's like,
"This? This is literally a snack."
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I wasn't looking for like a whole meal, but
I just want to segue from food just for a minute, but
good, because I'm hungry.
I did pass the fucking pellet B exam.
Yeah, you did. Hell yeah. Cheers to that. That's why I wanted to do another one of these. Cheers, man.
Yeah, I did read, I did study.
Yeah,
it's crazy what happens if you study.
If you put your mind to something, yeah.
Yeah, so I improved. I only got like a 45, 46, but you needed a 42. And previously got a 39, but I improved my reading by like 8 points, and I improved my writing by 7 points. Enough for me to pass.
Great.
So I go to orientation just because that's where I went to go take it. It was at the Police Academy in Windsor. There's one of Jeff Chambly's old friends, the fireman, Nick, the taller black guy. If you remember.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he was there. So it looks exactly the same, and he was like one of the instructors.
Did he remember
you? We both looked at each other. It's kind of like that Spider-Man moment. We're like, what? And I'm like, Jeff? He's like, yeah.
That's amazing.
Man, so dude, that was an eye-opener of a lot of things, I want to say. So one, there was like 40 people in the class.
Whoa.
There's 25 of which were there for like orientation. 15, 16 of us were there for to take the pellet B exam. Some people were already going through their background process or whatnot. And so this was just like fucking wild. So, it was mainly for self-sponsorship. Some people were there for background, like they were through a department. But so like a lot of people were like there because they want to be self-sponsored. Self-sponsored is fucking expensive. Not to mention, unless you're living at mommy and daddy's house and they're paying all your bills, like that's all you can do. Because it's like Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and then some.
And it's not just like you're sitting in an office, like you're
doing
it's like almost a mini boot camp.
It's just like a lot. And it was wild to me when they're like, how many, and before everything, like everybody should honestly be trying to go through a department. Before they said anything, if you're here to self-sponsor, you should be trying to go through a department because you can get paid to go through academy through the department and you're going to get better help. He's like, we're here to help, but we can't help everybody as much. He's like, how many people are here to self-sponsor? Dude, like me, like everybody raised their hand except for like me and like 3 other people. I'm just sitting there, I'm like looking around the room like, holy shit. You want to know how many seats we have? 4. And I was like, damn, like you guys are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, did you guys look at the website? Like, or did you guys look at government? But anywho, like, fast forward. I applied for the sheriff's deputy trainee like the last week of August. I'm like, I can't apply for SRPD anymore because I have to wait a year. That's just their thing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to apply to every place. I'm just going to apply to one more spot.
Yeah.
And let's just see. And it said, get your application in before October 1st to get for January Academy. So I'm like, all right, the 26th, 24th is when I applied.
Yep.
So I'm sitting there questioning life decisions ever since Walgreens happened, ever since I failed the first time, just questioning everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's just what it is. So then I get like an email like fucking like 7 o'clock on Wednesday from Deputy Sheriff's Department. I'm like, oh, they're probably selling me. I'm fucking don't pass the qualifications. All right, you passed the minimum qualifications. You can take the exam on the 26th. Or if you have a passing one, you can submit it. I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, man, this is a short turnaround. I'm like, and I'm thinking the whole time, this is for April Academy, not January.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So I go to the gym, and I talk to some of the RVPD guys and whatnot. I'm like, I'm not even BSing you. I'm sitting on the toilet looking at my phone at the gym. Edwin's out there working out. I get an email from the woman who sets it up for the SRJC through whatever. oh, here's your T-scores, sends them out. I'm like, oh, fuck, I passed. Holy shit. So then just like, I'm just going on to the third phase, whatever that third phase is. But it's like, fucking email comes through on a Wednesday. I get a passing score on Thursday.
Nice.
Bro, I was ecstatic. Like, I was like, this is like I needed like a small win.
Yeah.
Tell me I fail later, but I need this win.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now. No idea. I've been working on the personal history statement, was basically telling everything about your life and that you did wrong.
Yep.
Probably 11 hours into that. Like
yeah, because they'll find out. I mean, they'll find out.
Yeah, so they're gonna find out.
They talk to everybody. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure Bert and I probably get a call.
Oh yeah, whoever's on my references is gonna get a call. Like, you guys. Like,
oh, I thought they even checked, but even outside of that,
I'm not sure because they don't have like contact information at that point.
But yeah, but if you're in a database or if you've done something, they're gonna see it, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. So right now, like, let's say for example, well, I don't have anything obviously because, obviously, my driving record passed, which is cool, and so you can only have 2 DUIs to apply. I'm like, oh fuck, I got 2. I guess I passed. Obviously, I'm there, but I checked my driving record. The only thing on there is my last DUI at 17. So I'm like, that's cool because thank God for driving school. But dude, I'm telling you, the one thing everybody says and what they said: be honest about everything.
Yeah.
Time and distance from certain things is good. And dude, don't leave anything out on your personal history form. Put everything in there. If you check a box wrong, that could disqualify you or put you on the back of the line. Like, it's just crazy. So when I say literally, I've been working on this PHS or personal history statement, I've literally got over 12 hours in it.
Yeah.
12 hours of me working on it.
Good.
Like, yeah. So that's that. Fuck. What's a good topic, man? We got. I know you got a bunch.
I have a few, but I want to let Dalton lead one.
I ain't got nothing right now. I'm a very boring person.
Okay. You want to go back to food or not food?
Not food.
Okay.
I'm starving. We keep talking about food. I'm gonna get more.
I know what I'm gonna make as soon as
this chicken and pasta tonight.
Oh, that's food. I can't talk about that. Okay.
Bacon and mac and cheese.
We talked about last time about the whole well, I don't even get it. Okay. Overused storylines in movies or TV.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because there's nothing for watch at all. I reluctantly put on that stupid movie Stimulant that was on Hulu. Basically, all it was is just AI to other conscious beings and whatever, blah blah blah. Just.
Would you say that you've read a story where people downloaded their consciousness into a Matrix like thing and it was enjoyable?
Yeah, the story I read.
Tell me more.
It's been a while.
Would you like to know more?
Would you like to know more?
No,
that movie was like garbage, and it's like, yeah, we haven't seen this before. It's like the same thing. They're becoming sentient. It could hurt me. It's not supposed to be able to hurt me. Oh my god! It's going against the laws.
Those steps. The
laws. Like, I haven't seen iRobot. Times.
That's interesting.
But I just watched the movie The Creator.
Yeah, you were mentioning that.
It was like, the world is very beautiful. They could do so much with it, but what I'm realizing is a lot of budget doesn't necessarily go to like production. It goes to it doesn't go to like, oh, the bombs explode. No, it goes to fucking labor. I gotta pay these motherfuckers to work on this. How many people are we paying? I don't know, 10,000. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff when it comes to filmmaking because everybody like pads their budgets in different ways in different areas, right? But there is something to be said about like, hey, like there are people who work on this, and there are people who work on this for, imagine, God bless them, because I decided not to do this with my life, but imagine somebody who's just like, cool, I'm gonna work on this movie for like a month, or 2 or 3, depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, hey, that's like 3 months of your life. So imagine like the amount of money that you would normally make in like a 3-month period needs to be now paid to somebody, and now you need to multiply that by how many people you have. It needs to be enough where they go, yep, this is the career that I want to do, and they come back again, right? So it's crazy to the cost that's associated just with like personnel. Now you're talking about sets. Now you're talking about VFX, right? So all the stuff that's like post production, editing, marketing, music, right? So there's the after you just film the fucking thing, there's everything that happens after that. Mm-hmm. But like even in it, it's just like there's this hilarious story. I know a lot of people don't like it. I like it because it's a guilty pleasure. There's the AVP movies, and the very first AVP movie, they filmed it in Mexico. It's like you go into they find that temple in Antarctica, blah 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 blah, and they had to, for the production, figure out the logistics. You know how sorry, I'm gonna nerd out because this is gonna tie in. Trust me when I say audience member, you're one good. That's listening, and it's not Jay, because we say this every time it's Jay. It's not. It's not the non-Jay listener.
Does Jay even listen anymore?
Xenomorphs, right? So you know how xenomorphs, they do the whole like the second mouth comes out and the drool comes off the thing. So cool. That's KY jelly. They just use KY jelly for like the creatures drooling. So they're filming this thing in Mexico, right? And they're shipping in explosives because there's explosions that happen in the movie, right? So they're literally shipping in military grade explosives, like whatever it is, for the movie. And they're shipping in X amount of pallets of KY jelly for the xenomorph things coming out of the eggs and out of the dripping. Yeah. Which one would you expect to be stopped at Mexican customs? Probably the explosives. It was not. It was the pallets of KY jelly that they had or the lubrication, right? That they brought in for like just on-set production. Yeah. They're like, what are you trying to do? Some sort of porn ring here? And that's the thing that got blocked. So then it's crazy to think about, not only do you have to pay people, you have to pay all the post effects, you have to produce, you have to pay for the actual production materials. There's all this other stuff that happens just to make a movie work. Yeah. It's crazy to think about. So I throw it back, I toss the conch back to Randy. Yeah, then why do you bring this up?
Why do I bring this up? Because I need to be stimulated.
Yeah, I know.
I'm more about the emotional connection to the movie now. There were some little parts of the movie, of the creator, I'm going to go to the creator at this point.
Sure.
That were there. They could move a conscious. You guys are going to watch the movie, so they could move a conscious to another one, even if it's dead, and it'll last for 15 seconds. But I'm like, oh, okay, we're already doing this now. Oh, okay. Basically, this is advanced Chappie. Okay, and Chappie was a good movie. Yeah, I mean, just
isn't it the same director?
I'm not sure. No, Rogue One directors.
It's not Gareth Edwards, no.
But it was really good. The storyline had so much potential, but everything felt rushed. The character building wasn't really there. It's just yeah.
Was there a lot of running and explosions and actions and fighting?
I'm gonna tell you something right now. Okay, so VFX, but if I built, let's say I just went on some tangent and I'm going to eradicate. I'm just going to eradicate population X.
Australia.
I just don't like population X.
I'm just saying it because there's a lot going on right now. So let's just say Australia, because I don't think anyone. Yeah, Australia.
So let's just say I want to eradicate everything there, or anything that has to do with that right now.
There's a lot of poisonous creatures.
And I build a massive spaceship, not even like a spaceship. I build a massive ship that can do it. Okay, and in this technologically advanced world with AI and everything, where you would think that all these countries that have this tech and everything like that, they would be more defensible. Like they'd have more defenses in line.
Something, yeah.
To stop. So me being America, I could take some F-16s, fly into fucking Australia,
Sydney, yeah.
Whatever, land, do all this shit while there's fucking AI robots with planes and helicopters everywhere, but they can't stop me from fucking flying in or have the radar to perceive this. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm able just to waltz in there, and now that I'm here, I have to be stealth about everything.
Yeah, but you got there.
But I got there,
which is like
no
a major.
asked.
It's an island fucking continent country.
It doesn't matter. I'm already here.
And
then all of a sudden, after we're here, my massive fucking ship can blow the fuck up of everything I want from a press of a button. So what's the even point of me going there if you could just press the button from the first place?
Yeah.
I'm just complicated saying that they're like, I don't know where their budget got, like where the writing started to go wrong, but I was just kind of like, man, you guys are really fucking up on this aspect right here.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead. Go ahead. Like, I mean, I had like.
No, I want to throw to Dalton. Dalton, what are your reactions to that?
I don't know. It just seems more like a Marvel movie, I guess. More action and shit.
Marvel movies. Interesting segue, right? It's interesting to me how many of these things we were talking about. This is a discussion point, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about how like trailers are coming out for like new Marvel movies. In my case, it was like Star Wars stuff. Like everyone's like, "Have you watched Ahsoka?" I was like, "No, I have not." And like I literally have been this. I literally have a to-do list of stuff that I need to do. One of them is cancel Disney Plus because I don't fucking watch it. And I was like, well, I'll watch Ahsoka. And I started literally watching the first 10 minutes. And then I think it was something where Dalton was like, you want to like play games? I was like, yep, cool. And I like bounced because I was just not into it. And it's crazy to me how much like how much stuff is the pendulum, right? It shifts. It goes back, the pendulum swings back and forth, right? That's the saying. But like we went to a point where it's like, oh, look at what we can do with computers, VFX, all this stuff, and it's crazy. And it's a certain point where this is why I really latched onto this discussion point that Randy, I think it was Randy posted of like things that are tied out. It's just like I've gotten to the point where I go, everything is tired out because nobody is doing anything new. And like I went and hung out with my family today. I went and saw my nephew for the first time. He was just born. And I was talking to my brother-in-law. He's like, hey, you watch anything? And I was just like, no, I'm not. I'm not watching anything. Which sucks to say. But like, because I look at so much stuff that I see these trailers for and I go, oh, yeah, all right. Well, that either looks uninteresting or the things that they're showing me go, well, you're showing me the exciting part, so whatever. And I just like
you've seen the movie.
I just block it out. And so we were talking about different stuff, and I go, oh yeah, man, like we're talking about horror movies, right? And I go, one of my go-tos for every Halloween is Trick or Treat. I love watching the movie Trick or Treat. If you've never seen it, highly recommend it. It's on, if you have HBO, it's on HBO, or not, sorry, it's on Max, whatever the fuck you call it now. And it's a movie where, is it like super gory or super crazy or super like, I don't know, whatever? No, but it's an anthology movie. So it's a movie where you watch it. It doesn't follow one storyline. It follows like 4 different storylines. And like, as you're seeing one, you're seeing another thing happen and you're like, oh, that was happening in the background. And it's just like good.
Yeah, that was like that Black Summer show on Netflix, the zombie one that no one ever watched that I recommended.
Yeah, I know. Well, you recommended a lot of things, Dalton, that we jumped into and then
people don't finish that.
Continue. Sorry.
It's just the idea of it, the things that are refreshing are refreshing, and the things that are, I know we literally started, gentle listener, we've literally started this episode with Bert. Well, Bert, I hear you say in your car or your home or your wherever you are listening to this, where you go, but Bert, I don't understand. You just started this episode talking about how In-N-Out is consistent and you love that consistency. Would you not love that level of consistency for your movies? And my response to that is yes, but see, you're exactly making my point, which is quality of ingredients. The reason why In-N-Out is so good, yes, I go back to the same thing that I'm going for because I want that comfortability, but the quality is really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of movies that go back to this well and draw from it, but they don't have that level of quality, or they don't think these things through. But they go, well, AI, robots, things, and you like. I literally know nothing about the thing that you're talking about, Randy. But like, you hit all of these key points in my head where I go, yep, I know what you're talking about. And you could be like, it was really good, or you could be like, it was really bad. But the fact that like there is formulas to stuff, but or I guess there's frameworks to things.
Yeah, you're yep.
But cool, here's a framework, but what I put on that framework really determines whether or not I like it or I hate it. And there's so much stuff now that has like gotten to the point where it's like, well, we're hitting these beats, we're doing these things. These are the core components of X. We need to do this. So we're making this type of movie. X, Y, Z needs to happen. Yeah. But like, if you're not doing X, Y, Z well, then I'm watching a shitty movie. And there's a certain point where you can only do so much of that, where like I start to just like everything becomes white noise. Like I start to tune everything out where I go, oh, like we have another discussion point here talking about like, when is the point where you play a video game where you go, nah, you click out, right?
Oh man.
That's the same thing. Like this is a perfect transition. It's the same thing for movies where like I'll start to fire something up and I go, oh, I think I know where this is going, or oh, they did this or whatnot. And I go, whatever. I mean, like right now, I hear you ask, well, Bert, what are you watching right now? Right now, it's very simple. I work a lot. I come home. I walk my dog. I feed my dog. I do everything. I have like a 2-hour window of doing whatever I want, and then I have to go to the fuck to sleep because the whole cycle begins again. But what do? I throw on South Park and I build Warhammer models for 2 hours, and that's what I do. And I'm watching South Park, and there's some times where I go, yeah, that episode didn't hit, or oh yeah, I remember this episode and it's fucking hilarious, or oh god, I don't remember this episode and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And like, there's something about like when you find something that is quality and it maintains that quality, you buy in on that. And the fact that like Phase 1 Marvel produced this stuff where I go, oh man, they are making these things that I agree with and I buy in. Phase 2. And we're starting to get a Phase 3. We're starting to get to Phase 4. We're like, yes, you're hitting the same beats that I had in Phase 1 and Phase 2, but like the quality in which you're producing it and like the story level that I'm getting, I don't have the same connections.
Yeah.
So even though you can sit there and be like, well, what's the difference between this and this? They're the same thing. Yeah, I get it. But also I really like this. You start to see that with like every fucking single thing where I go, oh man, here's this cool sci-fi thing. What's the twist, or what's the thing that's going to make this, that's going to differentiate it from everything else? And it doesn't need to be crazy. It just needs to be good. And like the level that we can't, like it boggles my mind that we can't just get too good anymore. Yeah. Everything is like, oh, it was okay. Well, if it was okay, I don't want to waste my time. I only have a finite amount of time in fucking life, and I don't want to waste it on unless it's Randy or Dalton sending me a shitty movie that I have to watch.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my rant.
Dalton, you have any comments on this? Because I'll keep on, or I'll add to it.
No, I mean it's not really. It's just really frustrating because it's like not even worth going to the movies anymore because you paid X amount of money and you're like, okay, cool. I'm glad I paid $20 or whatever, $10 a person to see that, and then I spend another $15 on nachos and a soda, and then just for it to be the same stupid shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Netflix was like the front runner to ruin everything. A lot of it, just because they started pumping out their hour and a half long Netflix movies that was just what am I watching? That like, at least for me, that's where I see it. Now, I would say just stuff that's played out. How many times can a Marvel movie? Yeah, they're gonna destroy the world. I'm like, okay, well, okay, well, but why is our universe C-136 the best? Like why is ours the best over all these other times? Like, I don't know. I'm over it. It's played out, done. You can only destroy the world a billion times, and the world can only get rebuilt within a year every time. Otherwise, whatever. I will say, with these Hulu movies, with these hour and a half long Hulu movies, with bad acting and Alec Baldwin and whatever, the storylines aren't bad, and I sit there and watch, not because like one, I'm bored, but I want to see like what's this director gonna do? What's his flavor on this?
Yeah.
How, like Bert was saying, what are the ingredients they're putting in it? Like this guy gonna turn a bowl of rocks into, like, I don't know, something edible for me to like digest? He might. It's just kind of like with the book that I started writing and think about damn near every day, but don't write because of just whatever. I'm like, what's the flavor? I don't know if I'm probably regurgitating a little bit of Lord of the Rings in some aspects, regurgitating something, but it's like my flavor, I feel, is so much different than others. Like, but because my flavor is different, let's say it got to like a book and it was published.
Yep.
Who would actually want to buy it to take the chance on it? It could be amazing, but hey, but it doesn't have a big titty girls in it. It doesn't have the hardship of this person going through this and they lost their dad or something. That you're like, what's my flavor on it? What's something new that I could see that's going to be a lot different, that's going to captivate me, So to the point, like there is nothing really to watch, so you go back and you watch Community over, a little bit of racism is funny. That's funny. I go back, I can watch a regular show like this is great.
Yeah.
Or like Bert, what you said. I could watch the same show over, and it could have like 100 episodes in its series, and I'm like, damn, I missed these 5 episodes. I don't recall this at all. And all of a sudden, I'm like, damn, that's interesting to me. It's hard for me to go back and watch old movies just because I'm like, oh man, like, why can't they just update this to HD or something? Streaming. Or there's maybe a movie I want to watch, but I don't want to pay for it because there's so much free shit out there. Or you get a movie that you think might be good, and the plot is just so fucking terrible. And then the ending is so dumb. You're like, well, why did I watch this? Well, yeah, there's nothing else on. And this was the only newest, stupidest thing that I could conjure up right now. Dude, I think the other day, I spent half an hour looking for something to watch just to end up watching National Geographic.
Yeah. Dude, see, that's my problem. Like, I'll go through Netflix and I'll just like see what's trending or whatever, and I'll add hella shit to my list. Netflix, Hulu, HBO. And then when it comes down to start watching something, I'm like, I'm gonna watch the same thing I've always watched. World War Z or some stupid shit that I've seen 100 times that I know is good.
No,
all right, maybe not World War Z to you.
Okay, I could have picked Annie. Did you read the book? Read the fucking
I did read the book.
All right, how about this?
Fury is my go-to background movie right now.
I was about to turn on Gladiator.
Yeah,
I was about to watch Gladiator. Like, I won't be disappointed with this. I know.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I know you're talking. Can I say something that I hope you guys don't judge me? That I don't know if it's just I've watched Gladiator so much in my life. I can't get through it fully anymore. Like, it's not that I don't like it.
No.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just like,
dude, I've seen Gladiator less than like 10 times in my life. Probably less.
Oh, I've seen it so many times, dude.
You've watched Gladiator probably just as many times I've watched The Fellowship of the Ring.
Probably.
Like, I can't get through Lord of the Rings and once like just sitting down and watching start to finish.
Yeah.
I'll get up.
It's not that I don't like it, or it's just I've seen it so much.
Yeah.
And Bert, you look disgusted right now.
I mean,
do you not have a movie like that you you'd still like, but you've just watched the shit out of it.
Could you sit down and watch episode 4, start to finish right now, and be like, yes, this is amazingly, like, this is so enjoyable. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay,
I think
that's
there's
that really grounded me in this conversation because I did not understand what Dalton was talking about. I literally was like, he literally said like the most insulting thing that I've ever heard.
I feel like you're getting me. I feel like you're getting me wrong.
Like, don't judge me, and I was like, all right, cool. And he said the thing that I was like, I'm gonna judge him the most from this. But the way that you just phrased, can I repackage? Can I confirm my understanding of what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Gladiator is a movie that you can't sit down and watch from start to finish in one sitting. You'll put it on, but you might like pause and be like, okay, all right, and then you'll like come back and finish it. Like it's not something you're like, I'm gonna watch this whole thing and enjoy the experience.
Most of the time, yes, but not in like the context of I don't like it or anything. Just in the context of I've seen that movie probably 100 times.
Okay,
quote damn near the whole thing.
This is making more sense. This is making more sense. Yeah. You love it so much that you hate it now.
I mean, I wouldn't use the word hate.
Good,
but you don't need to
because it's Gladiator.
But here's the thing: if you went the rest of your life without watching it, you'd be okay.
No, I'd still have to watch it.
You still have to watch it
now. And
yeah, it's fucking Gladiator. Okay. All right. We're still friends. We're still friends. This is great. This is good. We talked about
there's quite a few movies like that though. That
we'll keep going. Elaborate.
I kind of like that with The Thing now.
Like, I figured this for you.
The Thing I've watched so many times trying to dissect that movie. I've hit points. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, gonna. But then also here's one thing I will say. I'm not sure if you feel the same about Gladiator like the way I do with some movies. I could watch a movie up to a certain point, and then I know I've already watched the better half of the movie.
See, yeah, that's with Gladiator. I tend to obviously like start the beginning, get through all that, and then once it's when Russell Crowe. At what point? It's like, you know that one where they did the first battle and then he goes and does like the solo battle where he's like, "Are you not entertained?" and then throws the sword at the crowd. It pretty much about after that, once all the politics start coming out, and and then it kind of slows down a little bit, which is
I can see that
ironic because I always complain that shows aren't slow enough.
No, I get that.
But he asked, is there like a point where do you watch like up to a certain level before you're done? And I said yes. So usually with Gladiator, I'll watch up to the point where like he does that solo battle and he throws the sword in the crowd and said, "Are you not entertained?"
Yeah.
It's about after that is when I kind of fall off.
That's a solid point. I was gonna say I could watch the beginning of Gladiator every
1,000%.
1,000%.
Battle at the beginning.
I listened to the Gladiator soundtrack. I have probably listened to the soundtrack. This is not an exaggeration. 10 times more than the amount of times I've watched the movie. I listen to the soundtrack at least once every 3 days. Right. So I get it. So it's just so hard for me to be like, "Ooh," but I get that. This is why I'm so surprised then that I'm really curious and I'm going to be not judgmental. This is a fact-finding, curiosity, scientific endeavor for me to be like, this is why I love the show.
Still gonna be friends or not?
So much. And I'm curious because I've been saying it for the longest time. Randy was like, I tried it, not for me. And I was curious because Randy said that he loved politics.
Yeah.
He loves, and I assume he loves Gladiator, so this whole Roman-esque thing.
I was wondering if this is going to come up.
It's on my list.
Yeah,
I have questions for you too, Bert, because I'm on episode like 3 or so now.
Okay. So the main reason, and this has actually not a lot to do with the show, and I understand it's a period piece, is the lack of diversity in the show. Yeah. And at this point in time, like I can't identify with characters or see myself as this character or whatnot. So it's like, like whereas I could flip the script like, oh yeah, I could go watch Spartacus, you know, blood and sand. There's colored people in there. There's diversity in there, but also there's just a little bit more that I could see myself as something. But that's really it. There's nothing to like say per se of the show, but I just couldn't. It wasn't drawing me enough to be like, yeah, okay, like I'll use Rings of Power, the guy who plays Valendil or whatever. I'm like, damn, this guy is like fucking me, just an actor form and 6'4" with a chin. Like, damn,
Yeah.
like so like there's stuff like that, you know. So it's not like I would say it's a bad show. I just couldn't put in more effort to watch the show, even though I know it's a period piece.
See, that's really interesting to me
And it's made in 2005, back when
it was a while ago. That's what I'm saying. It's got some mileage on it.
Yeah,
they got some actors. They got some pretty well-known actors in it too. I was surprised.
A lot of the people from the show then went into Game of Thrones because they were on the show. It's really crazy that you say that to me, because I look at like Titus Pulo and I go, oh, this is Randy in a good way. You're better than him in a lot of ways, because he's kind of dumb in the show and you're, I think, really intelligent. But like I look at this character and I go, oh man, I really connect with this guy and like the shit that he's doing, because there's so much of Randy that I see in this character. But is it solely because he's like, this is not, I'm not to put you on the spot, not to make this a bigger statement. It's because he's white and you're not? Like full, like you don't connect with that?
I just didn't get that far. I really just didn't. I just didn't even get that far. I probably got like 15 minutes in. I'm just like, I just can't, like, there's nothing grappling me right now. There's just nothing grappling me right now to like draw me to it.
Interesting. So the opening battle was like, because it wasn't like a crazy big.
It wasn't like
battle was definitely meh.
It's I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm telling you, the battles are meh in the entire series because they don't go crazy, and that's my biggest complaint about it. But like the fact that it's like people are fighting, like the surrounding conflict didn't bring you in.
Yeah. Or it's like you could also
battles are very mad. Not even mad. They're really bad. They're non-existent to be.
You could argue and be like, well, Game of Thrones. I'm like, yeah, but Game of Thrones like was captivating to me, and like, dude,
that's what I'm curious. Yeah, because you see it and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
You're like, yeah, and then as it expanded, you know, but it was just hard. Like, because Tanya likes the show. She's like, yeah, I watched it back then. And now here's the other thing. This might be very little to do with it, but back then, like, bro, dude, I didn't start watching HBO until probably within the past like 5 years, like, or until Game of Thrones came out. I never afforded that shit. So watching a lot of shit, like that shit was sailed. Like, go back and watch Sopranos. Yeah, just remind me of time when I was broke, didn't have money, and my mom couldn't afford it. I don't feel like it could be a great show, but I never like. What's it to me, you know? Not saying that they like it's kind of a little petty, but I do think of that some time. Like, this came out back in a time when all I had was cable and DSL. Like,
yeah,
minuscule stuff, minuscule.
It was interesting because I don't know, like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know a whole lot of Roman history and shit. So obviously I know Gladiator.
That's why I'm so excited to see your take on some of this stuff.
I know Gladiator isn't accurate.
Yeah.
Probably in any sense. How much of Rome,
I don't want all, yeah.
How much of Rome is the show? Is it, you know?
It's surprisingly very accurate.
Oh, is it because they used because didn't Lucius die or something like that? Or whatever. Is that the same Lucius that was in Gladiator? At the beginning, they mentioned Lucius. Was Lucius the stillborn baby that died or something at the beginning?
Oh, no. The stillborn baby that died is Caesar's son. Caesar was trying to have a son for the longest time. And he finally... So, sorry, that was his daughter's child.
Right.
His daughter was trying to give birth.
So is that the same Caesar that would be in Gladiator? Marcus Aurelius? Okay. See, my mind's like trying to equate all of these people because I heard the name Quintus too. So I'm like, would that be the same?
No, yeah. So without spoiling anything, because again, I'm really fascinated, especially if you don't know what's going to happen, like what to walk you through it. but like there was the man Caesar, right? Caesar, and then through him, imagine the word Caesar got to the point where the word Caesar just means emperor. It just means, so it's a title, right? So everyone called themselves Caesar, right? So it'd be like, oh, or President so and so, right? Pharaoh is a great example, right? Like Pharaoh so and so. So like there was the original man that then sparked all of this. So I can understand your confusion, but the character that you're seeing right now is like the OG, right? Like he is the guy that is like that starts this entire thing. And so that's what's amazing. Sorry, I'm gonna history nerd out here for a second.
You're good.
That's the thing that's really the politics of it is like really, really interesting to me, because you have this character Caesar, you have his quote unquote friend and ally Pompey, who's back in Rome, and the fact that like they have all this history. Literally, Pompey is married to Caesar's daughter, but she dies, and like now this power vacuum is happening, and like there's all of this politics between like them jostling for like Caesar's gone off and like conquered Gaul and is now like, all right, cool, it's time to get mine. And like there's this all like there's the Senate, there's like all of Caesar and his legions, they're like all everything is like together where you're like, fuck man, like this is like kind of crazy to think about that all this is boiling up to whatever it ends up boiling up to, and then keep going, right?
Nice. I have a question. It was only 2 seasons.
There's only 2 seasons,
yeah. Did it end good on the 2 seasons? We're like, all right, we'll just pull the plug.
They went into the second season knowing that it was going to be their last, so there's a lot of time, I don't say jumping, but dilation between like they were planning, they were like, oh man, we'd love to do this for like 3 or 4 years. You see some storylines that like start to pop up but then like don't really get resolved,
like Lost.
No, Lost is just Lost is Lost. But they do end it that does have a very good cool end, beginning and end. But it was like HBO's most expensive show that they're making at the time, and they were like, well we can't really afford to do this. But that's why I say it's a really good precursor to Game of Thrones, because they walked, HBO, the company, walked while making Rome so they could run by doing
Game of Thrones 1 through 6. Amazing.
Slight segue. Have you guys seen Barbarians?
Yeah.
It's the Netflix one,
the Rome show, right?
Yeah it also
I very much enjoyed that.
I haven't watched the second one yet, but
there's only 2 seasons.
Definitely only 2 seasons. It was hard. It was hard going into season 2. I think we talked about this on the show. Maybe we didn't.
Yeah,
it's hard going into season 2 because there was such a long gap between when season 1 came out. So I'd be like, who is that guy? What's going on? But I really like that show.
Are we talking about there's actually a season 2 of Barbarians and it's like 2023?
Yeah, it just came out. It came out pretty recently.
Oh man, I haven't watched it. Then I'll have to watch it.
I'm gonna rewatch the first one.
The Legion.
Because the guy was, hey, and it's you're not one of us. You're a half, whatever.
And it's the chick or whatever that isn't it?
I think I mainly watched it because there was like the thing was like a girl with like a half eye or something. You're like, oh, what's going on here? I think that's literally why I clicked on it. Okay, all right, that's something I'll go check out. I enjoyed that.
I'm trying to think of this movie that I watched. It was this comedy and it was really funny and really good. But no. But it they didn't renew it and it ended, and it was like an open end. Like they weren't expecting, I guess, not to renew it. I can't remember it. But it was about like this.
Oh, go ahead.
It was this alien show where all of these people were out there crazy because they had all of like these vague memories of like alien abductions.
Whoa.
But it turned out, like close to the end, it turned out that they were all actually orphans, because they were all orphans. They were all orphaned somehow. Like they were tested by the aliens. So like they all of a sudden all got this memory of them being a child in like an alien spaceship and then all this shit. So it was pretty funny and good.
I
can't remember the name of it now. Yeah. I think it was on Hulu.
Because I was thinking like this was like the CW 100 or something.
Yeah.
I never watched
No.
that.
I'm trying to remember it and look it up, but I can't.
I recently watched yesterday. I watched that movie. Nicholas Cage, the weight of massive talent or something.
Mm-hmm.
That was basically a knockoff version of like Tropic Thunder in my eyes.
Oh no way! Really?
Oh, like kind of like similarities to it. I mean, it was funny in its own right. For Pedro Pascal's great in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I watched that. I'm like, okay, it's kind of like Nicolas Cage needed to make this movie to make fun of himself to get more jobs.
Sure.
Yeah. Whereas in Tropic Thunder, whatever his name is doing it to get like it's like the most expensive fake production that they're whatever. Yeah, so, I would say if you have some free time, it's not that terrible. Now I did half-assedly watch it. Like I would get up and do stuff because you can kind of just tell where it's going. But I want to talk about when you just turn off the video game.
Yep.
I was like yesterday, I'm with two fucking noobs, I guess.
People of Earth is what it's called. And it's on Prime.
Prime.
You should watch it. It's pretty funny. Fair warning, it ends with not a good ending.
Oh.
But I would 100% watch it again.
Like I think Prom is a good show on Prime. It's kind of like a little bit all over the place, but it's good. Dude, so yesterday, I mean, this is just like the other night. Last night is a prime example. I'm with two fucking green like noobs, bro. Like two of them. And recently,
on what? Sorry.
PUBG.
PUBG. Got it. Yeah, it makes sense.
So because I've like at this point I'm like level 691 or whatever because my ranking reset to silver status or something. So I get paired with like lower people and there's bots in the game, but there's real people. There's like more real people, and then bro, I'm just like, okay, I'm like, la la la. I'm the one with the mic. I'm like, stop driving the fucking car. Let me get my KDA up, bro. I'm gonna kill these bots real quick. Carrying the fucking team. All of a sudden, it's like, no, these aren't bots. These are real fucking squad. Like I take out like the whole fucking squad, like by myself or whatever, kill everybody. I'm like, damn, bro, like reviving, doing all this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm fucking slaying it right now. This is insane. I shouldn't say insane. I play a lot, but so then we hit this other point where I'm like, all right, we're on foot. Let's just, all right, like they're doing shit that I won't say, but I don't want to just like start bitching like some of these people that you encounter in games. So anyway, I'm like behind this rock just chilling, and like there's like 12 people left in the game, like 10 people left. This fucking car rolls up like right up on me, doesn't see me. And I'm already at like 8 kills at this point. Like, this is great. I shoot like 2 of these fuckers out of the car. I missed the last guy. Whatever.
He runs you over.
This guy literally doesn't finish me off. Instead, the other 2 guys crawl behind this rock. And he starts reviving. And it takes 10 seconds to revive each person, by the way. Probably 14 seconds in total from revive to heal. And 16 to like take an energy drink too. So we're talking almost 20 seconds per person. I'm screaming them, bro, run up on them, kill them. All he's doing is healing them. All I'm doing, you're just chilling behind this rock. Like I don't know, what should I do? I'm like, dude, this is fucking insane. Like, I was so fucking pissed. Like, I'm damn near having like my best squad game ever. And I take out, like, dude, I ended with like 8 kills. Like, damn, it was fucking insane. And I got just getting like a couple of chicken dinners, like a few wins earlier with another squad that was communicating. We were having a good time and we were just talking. It was just like to this bullshit. I think I played one more match, but I was so frustrated at the previous, I just had to turn it off. Like, at what point do you guys turn it off where if I keep playing or I play games where either on my phone or I'm playing PUBG to a point where I just can't get past the first drop zone. I die so quickly. I'm hurting my ranking.
I believe
level.
so, yeah.
Like, I just have to turn it off so I can just refresh.
I don't think I ever rage quit which is what I would call
I've
that.
definitely rage quit.
But there's points where like I've been playing Battlefield or a first person shooter where I feel like I've been playing for so long that I'm just slowly digressing and just getting worse and worse. And I'm like, all right, I gotta stop this because I am getting annoyed and I'm getting,
I just need one win.
Sucks.
Yeah. Yep. Dude, one was really bad. It was happening the other night, and I think I had like 5 matches that were all like very similar. Like I got the drop on the guy. All of a sudden, I'm just missing. just like, okay, he's like 5 feet in front of me. I can't kill this guy. I swear, I was hiding behind a fucking door, like total cool thing. Guy jumps through the thing. I'm like, all right. I opened the door. I hid behind it. I waited. His ass ran out. His back is to me. Oh yeah, cool. Oh. And you're just like,
nope.
Like I can only imagine what the fuck this guy is saying, let alone if he's streaming.
Yeah.
To an audience, look at this fucking guy. I'm just waiting for myself to come up on a stream one day. It's just he capped up, idiot. Like
there was I was playing that Hell Let Loose game, that World War II first person shooter. And there was one match I jumped in a tank with some dudes. And may I add, you like jumping in a tank, it's a weird, like different experience because you're almost expected to know what you're doing unless you find some really cool guys. Cause it's so for the tank, most tanks, it's a 3-man crew. So one guy's driving, one guy's spotting, and the other guy is obviously the gunner. But like being a gunner, there's not a lot of vision, right? So it's just like you're obviously, So anyways, so I was the gunner at that time. They're super cool, and we come around this spot where like in Hell Let Loose is you build outposts. So each squad will build an outpost or a garrison, and you have to keep that garrison up before the enemy, whatever. Well, we were coming around this spot, and it was a garrison where like I don't know, 15 or so dudes spawned it at that time, and so we come up, and I was able to like cannon all of them and then machine gun some of them. It was a pretty funny moment. But
have you guys what kind of
that's great. Oh,
it was good,
awesome.
Dude. It was you see those videos all the time.
Good. It feels good when you actually yeah.
Do you guys so playing PUBG, the only game I play, I come across all types of players, that have mics. Like luckily I don't come across like racist ones anymore. I think because it's like, you come across the occasional homophobic one, haven't come across that in a while. But the ones that get me are the ones that are very military-esque. Like, I got your 6. Oh, we got this. I was playing one match, and this was maybe like a month ago. We got the chicken dinner, but the guy made it sound like he was legit himself, personally getting shot. Oh, dude, I'm wounded. I'm like, I can't. I'm like. I like looking over, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, what's going on, dude? He's like, just go without me. I'm like, like, and it was funny. I mean, at one point, I try to save the guy. I'm like, no man left behind. Grab me. He's just diving in the zone. Like, fuck it. But it's just come across the guys, and I don't know if they're like legit military or they like the idea of it, but just coming across them, we generally do decent because they take it so damn serious.
Yeah.
I'm wounded, man. I just can't go further. I was like, okay, man, calm down. It's fine. Oh, don't worry. I'll be your spot. I'm like, okay, dude. Just those guys get me, dude.
Don't play Hell Let Loose.
What's up with Battle Brothers?
Ooh. Oh, I almost forgot about that game. We played that one time.
We played it, and there were some technical issues. So
we actually want to play more, but we want to that and other games. Actually, I'm gonna talk about this offline.
Yeah, please. Oh, okay.
Just the whole No, Battle Brothers is fine. I meant like I was gonna talk about the whole recording and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But no, talk about Battle Brothers.
But that's on Steam, and I can't play with a controller, or can I?
Bert,
cannot
explain
explain. You want me to explain it? What am I explaining?
Well, okay, so Battle Brothers, how would I explain this? It's a turn-based RPG where I wouldn't say like there's a storyline, but there is, well, maybe there. You start out with 3 guys, and whatever the story may be, it comes up. And the premise of the game is what I gathered so far is you're trying to establish your little army to grow bigger and bigger. And in the process, you recruit new mercenaries and you go around village to village doing various
atrocities,
contracts or quests or whatever. The thing that drew me in really was like whenever you're in a battle and one guy can lose an eye, his morale drops. His morale drops. Literally, like one of my guys, he lost an eye, and then there's this whole like dialogue that he was having with another character about how he's upset that his morale's down. He's not sure if it's worth it, and this other guy was like, and this legit was the dialogue. I think I screenshotted it. The other guy was like, well, I got this injury or whatever one time and it hasn't kept me down, so you should just keep your spirits up and keep going or some shit like that. And so that was pretty funny. But then the fact that he lost his eye, he loses like vision percentage, obviously, of course. So whenever he's trying to fight, it's negative against him. So it's pretty funny game. It's really good. It's simple, but I don't know if I explained that very well.
That was great. I loved it. Yeah. It's a game where the thing that we're doing, we'll save it for if you want to hear more, find out next time when we talk about it. Or check out our YouTube.
That's not updated.
It's not updated.
We'll update it one of these.
But we'll hear maybe no, you won't see it. Well, keep checking on
there.
YouTube.
I'll throw it up there.
The thing that I like about Battle Brothers is it is permadeath. So if a character dies, they're dead forever. Yeah. So you start to build up like storytelling with characters based off you playing through. So it's emergent storytelling, which means like, hey, the narrative, there is a narrative, it's loose. Dalton's right, it's like kind of whatever. But like events will, random RNG stuff will happen where events will play. You will start to like infer story onto these characters because you're playing through it, right? And through that, like as you keep leveling these guys up, they're getting stronger and better. And you're like, oh man, this is great. But everything is on like a razor's edge of, if that guy dies, he's dead. He's gone forever, right? And like shit will happen. Like they'll lose eye. I have one guy who has like a missing eye, broken fucking arm, fucking
they get open fractures.
And I'm always like, here, you sit in this armor and you go here and you tank all this damage while everyone else who's good goes around and fights the guys. And like it's really, really fun. And so, but it's single player. The question is, man, how
I thought it was multiplayer.
No, it's single player.
But Bert had a genius idea. And it worked. It worked really well.
The fucking system, and you actually are able to make this game multiplayer, which Dalton and I did some tests on, and I think not only did it work, I really want to do more of it.
Yeah, so it works really well.
So you can see each other running around in the game.
Do I just say it? Do we just do it?
Yeah.
Or just tell me offline.
No, you. I just want to talk about the recording stuff offline. But
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, but no, like so. What Bert did was shared his screen. We're on Discord. He shared his screen of the game, and so then we just treat it like a turn-based, like we do.
So I assigned some guys to Dalton, some guys to me.
You're screen sniping.
Yeah, it kind of, yeah, and like, but it's collective. We're not sniping anything because we're on
the same team. Yeah,
and so you assign, hey Dalton, these are your people. You make the decisions with this guy. So when he levels up, he picks the abilities. He picks like the trait that he wants to do. I have my guys, and like we'd go into these fights. I'm like Dalton. Dalton has 2 guys. We played this campaign where these gladiators who have left the arena. We're gonna go do all this stuff. Dalton has 2 guys. I have 2 guys. Because you recruit guys. So I recruited this dude, and I'm just like, it's Dalton's guy, Dalton's other guy, my guy, and then the other guy. He's just there. He's like, and he's like slowly started to turn into like this actually legitimate fighter, right? We've also gotten other people where we've hired them, and I'm like, oh, cool, Dalton, you have this guy, and he dies in the first battle. I'm like, well, that guy was short lived. So the shepherd, I remember him.
Shepherd,
yeah. So it's cool
Joseph.
because it was Joseph. You named him Joseph.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of like fun shit that we do by playing this single player game all together. And that's the level of content that may or may not be coming to Jordan the Mess, which is not just our podcast recordings, but actually us playing games together and putting it on the YouTube.
Yeah. It's super fun. You'll just have to try it out one day, Randy.
Okay.
And
You
then-
don't have to buy it because I literally
Yeah,
have
but-
it. And, yeah.
So Bert
so
Bert will play the game, and then he'll just we'll be on Discord, and he'll share his screen so we can both see his screen. Or hell, we can even do it on Zoom.
Yeah.
And then he'll control all the mechanics of the game, but then he'll just be like, okay, where do you want to move your guy? Or where do you want to level
Gotcha.
up your guy?
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's on Steam though.
And we've already, it's on Steam.
Yeah.
We've
I
already
mean, if you want to
started-
buy it, it's super fun.
It's on Steam. It's on Switch. I don't know.
Is
if
it
it's
on Switch?
Xbox. It is on Switch. I was upset that I was like,
Oh,
oh man,
okay.
I have to buy this
I got a
again.
Switch. I think we all have Switch actually.
Just
Um,
don't buy
Oh,
it yet,
Warhammer Dark Tides.
dude. Are you playing it?
Oh, I made a character. It'd probably
might
be
be.
a lot better not on my Xbox One at work. On my, it's like, oh man. I was surprised. I was thoroughly shocked that it could run it. Not that the graphics were like whatever, but like I was seeing like some waves go through it. I'm like, damn, bro, this looks like not the best. But there was a queue, and I'm like, they're like, there's a bunch of people playing right now. I'm like, oh fuck. It's very simple. It's a very simple game. That was the thing. It was a simple game, at least the mechanics of it.
It's like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it was very Gears of War like for me. Just with
Sure.
some of the shit. It was very Gears like. And I was like, okay. But yeah, I do have it downloaded. Like we could play that. Dalton.
what is it? Warhammer Dark Tide?
Yeah, it's the
Dark
game you and
Tides.
I played on PC. I think.
The one that kept crashing.
Yeah, that was the problem. Was it kept crashing. So I
Yeah,
think they
'cause
finally
we played on the next gen.
I can try it again.
resolved some.
Wait,
of those issues.
or Bert, do you have a next gen console? Like a
Whatever the
Series
Xbox
S?
is.
Like-
I have whatever's out there.
You have the cube thing.
She's getting me.
What's your
He's getting-
Xbox
He's
look
getting
like?
where he's going.
What does it look like? Is it a black like refrigerator looking thing, or is it white?
No, the year is 2007 and
Flat.
360 just came out.
You turn on your Xbox and then a red ring appears.
Oh God! Do you know how many red rings I got?
I've never gotten one. But also,
Four.
I never played that many games as you
I
guys
got
did.
2, but it's
Like,
still
my games consisted of Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 5, and then Halo Infinite.
Halo.
God, I can't even look at Halo Infinite
Yeah.
just with any interest. Like, I just can't.
It sucks because I kept. There's a point where like I had. Sorry,
They
had
have they
peak-
don't have co-op campaign.
No,
right?
that's when I had peak interest. Was like, you know what? I'd love to play through this co-op game with Randy. And be like, we're just gonna play through this, and like, sure, why not? And they're like, it's coming out. It's coming out in December. It's coming out in December. That was like a year and a half ago or whatever. I'm like, dude,
Did they
it's
never
coming out-
drop it?
You could do it if you did like weird hacks, but I don't think they officially dropped it, right, Randy?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't. I just hate all the battle pass updates bullshit. Like, it was reminding me too much of Destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so into Destiny when that came out, and then I was the only person with Xbox. Everybody had PlayStation, so my fun was limited to teenagers I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, man. We'll carry you. I'm like, okay. Fucking dude. That's why I gotta be out before 11. I gotta get time. Like, I gotta do my homework. Like, fuck, man. Whereas I like my coworkers. Hey, dude, we totally did this raid. It was super fun. You should get a PlayStation. Fuck you guys. that was really That was like yeah. That's still solved. There's some fresh wounds there
Yeah.
still.
That's never healed.
Want to close it out with something? Like a pizza?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can I tell you my pizza story?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So here's. Oh, hold on. Nah, I'm not gonna go over and
Story.
grab the food. So here's my pizza story. So I have evolved from frozen pizzas. I think I talked about this in the last episode, which is I've kind of just like I tried it as much as I could. We would do these things to like really like take a frozen a frozen pizza is delightful, but it's also a frozen pizza. So as much as you want to put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. So there'd be times that we would be like, no, you can
great
actually
analogy.
Yeah. There were times where you would want to like we could like add you had more sauce, you had more toppings, but like the base is still this frozen pizza, which is like again, it's not that it's not delightful, but it's also the frozen pizza. So I went to this bougie grocery store, and they had like pizza crust, but it was like dough. It was like build your own pizza, but it wasn't like the shitty brand that we talked about last episode. It was like an actually really good high quality bread that I made. So I did this. I like bought sauce, I bought toppings, I bought cheese, and yes, in total, probably more than what I would give for frozen pizza. But the end result was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like, it's just it just tastes so much better, right? So I was like, great. What can I do that is like a hybrid between buying all these like premium ingredients but like somewhere in the middle between like a frozen pizza? So I just go and buy a loaf of bread, like a ciabatta bread. So this is what I've been doing. But insert what do you want to. I get a ciabatta bread, and I get a ciabatta like loaf, and I cut a section, and I cut that section in half. Ciabatta bread, very porous, very open. Put some marinara sauce in there. You put some pizza sauce in there. So like that shit just soaks into those open holes of the ciabatta bread, right? Put your toppings, or depending on what you do, you put your cheese first, then you put your toppings, and then you put that shit. That's the basis, right? And then you put, sauce, cheese, toppings, but you have to put a little bit of like Parmesan on top, right? But like not like
Parmesan's expensive.
It's expensive, but if you buy like a really good one, you sprinkle that shit on top, and that really just bakes into the pepperoni. Now you do that, and then on the same tray that you're placing this pizza loaf in, you set up a little bit aside on the side for you put a little bit of space on the side for you just place pepperonis, single slice pepperonis into the oven, right?
Are you cutting the pepperoni? Or
No, they're pre-cut, but like if you're doing it, you're cutting
pepperoni,
right?
it's pretty good.
Pepperoni slices. So there's whatever pepperonis you want to put on the pizza, but I recommend just putting these pepperoni slices on the side, because what happens is you put that bitch in the oven for like 12 minutes, right? 15 minutes. Pull that out. You now have a open-faced loaf of bread. Marinara has just seeped into this thing. Cheese is like greatly melted on top, and my recommendation is you don't put the pepperonis in it. You cook them off the side. Now you have these pepperoni chips that are like hard, crispy, like just delicious pepperoni. You now put that onto the bread, close it, or
I'm so hungry right now.
If you want, you just eat two open-faced sides. You now have like a pizza, like a premium pizza experience for if you do this right, and you buy like a little pack of pepperoni, a little pack of mozzarella, a little bottle of marinara, and then like a loaf of bread for like $5 or whatever. I got 4 meals out of this fucking shit, and it was like depending on how big you want to cut it, maybe 3, maybe 2. Definitely not 1, because you should not eat a whole loaf of bread in one sitting, right?
Don't judge anybody, Bert.
I don't judge anyone. I would do it now that I love it. But you combine this all together. You combine this all together.
Maybe they want to eat a whole loaf of bread pizza.
An experience that is like, if you, depending on, again, now I tell you this, where based off your own personal financial state in life, think of it as like not a nozzle, a dial, right? You can turn this dial up and down however you want, whether you want to go you spend more on the pizza sauce, more on the toppings, less on the bread, whatever. But like it at its base function is a really, really simple, cheap way to make a pizza experience where you're actually making it with premium ingredients, right? And you can like keep going up or down depending on what you want, but like you cut that thing, you throw it on there, you put it in the oven for you have literally a hot pocket that's like actually crispy, crunchy, amazing. 15 minutes. You're welcome.
With what you're suggesting, would you rather, like, for me, I think that the difference would be the sauce.
Yeah.
The sauce than the cheese. Would you rather go more on the sauce or the cheese? I personally think I'd have to go more on the sauce.
You have to go more on. I agree with you on this. Like, here's the thing. I am a proponent.
And have you only used marinara, or have you experimented with like?
I've only actually done pizza sauce, like actual cans of pizza sauce. No, that's a lie. I did marinara too. Fuck. I eat a lot of this. It's really fucking good.
It sounds good.
It's really good.
Really
my thought is more sauce always is going to be better because sauce for pizza really makes it. My actual thought is because of the amount of carbs and better way of phrasing it, the amount of like chew volume of a ciabatta, it's very chewy. You actually want less cheese and you want more pepperoni. You want more meat. So actually think of it as a sandwich and not a pizza, right?
Gotcha.
But if you crisp out enough of these pepperonis, you throw this shit in there, dude. It's almost like eating this. It's like eating pepperoni bacon. That's the way how I describe it, because you're baking it, and it's like it's crunchy. It's like there's a layer of oil that you definitely have to like wipe off. But like you throw this in there, or you eat it like if you really wanted to, you just get a bowl of marinara with these chips with the bread. If you want to cut out the cheese. It's so good because what sparked all of this was I showed a picture. I made a picture of it and I sent it to Dalton and Randy, and they're like, "God damn, that pizza looks so good." It was me buying all these ingredients but putting it on really, really fucking shitty Kroger's pizza crust. Yeah. And it was like the worst pizza crust. And I was like, dude, I spent all this money on these great ingredients, but like it's the core of the pizza, which is the crust, fucking sucked. I go down the street, the bakery, and I get really fucking good bread, and I put all of that now on bread. It's not pizza crust, but if you bake it, it's crunchy and it's starchy. It's fucking bread. It's delicious. And like that's what the core of what this is. Like I understand, I know deep down, I know that deep down there's gonna be one commenter, the one person besides Jay that listens to this and goes, "So you made a Quiznos sandwich? Like I don't understand what you're saying." The answer is yes, but you can do it at home and it's absolutely fucking amazing.
Damn, I haven't thought.
I'll be way cheaper.
And that is what I end you on. Go experiment. Tell us what you did. What did you make? How did it turn out? And it's so good. I'm literally upset that I didn't buy all the ingredients. I have the bread, but I don't have all the other stuff. But I'm gonna make soup tonight. I'm gonna make some soup. But that's what I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do chicken corn chowder. Can of chicken corn? No. This is not the food episode. Sorry, I'm gonna keep talking. Apologies. You take a can of like whatever it is, like Progresso or Campbell's, whatever, chicken corn chowder. Put that in a pot. You start doing. You do hot sauce. You throw that hot sauce in there. So it's now spicy hot chowder. Throw in some extra ingredients if you want to. I recommend it because like their base soups are okay, but like you throw in more, and then like you just get a loaf of bread and that shit. You put it in a bowl. Like a half a loaf or whatever. Bread. You just get bread. Again, ciabatta. I love ciabatta because ciabatta is actually very porous, so like it absorbs stuff.
Should have got one of those bread bowls.
And you dip it into the chowder, and because it's so porous, all of the soup just fills the empty space of the open bread. So that now you're eating a bite of like soup bread that's just like absorbed everything that you made. And you're now eating a spicy corn chicken chowder bread bite, and it's
bro, I got like blue balls for food right now. I'm so hungry.
I think we'll end it on that. All right.
All this
JARdon the Mez.
pizza and soup talk.
JARdon the
JARdon the Mez.
Mez.
Okay, bye.